new chapter, that is interferometry. So measurement using the principle of interference. So first, let us revise the basics which you have studied in school. So the idea of interference was proposed by Thomas Young. In 1799, he presented a paper to the Royal Society. So at that time, the Newtonian theory was in vogue, that light was corpuscular. So that was Newton's theory of light. So then some people suggested that we should be, light is a wave. So to test that, Thomas Young proposed, if light was wave motion, then we should be able to get interference between waves from two sources. So Thomas Young suggested that if we can have two sources of light, A and B, with similar wavelength and frequency, then the two waves will interfere. So this is his 1801 sketch of two-slit interference. So in order to get same wavelength, what we do is we take one source and split into two using two slits. So that is the two-slit approach. So in 1803, Young observed interference using a card as a splitter. So it is not exactly two-slit, but he could observe the phenomena of interference in light. So thereafter, light was thought to be or treated as a wave. So this is a sort of image which you will get. So using a card and as a splitter. So you divide on the left and right side, and those beams will interfere to give fringes like this. So what is interference? So if we have two sets of waves, so we need two sources of waves, and half the waves are displaced a distance equal to 1/2 wavelength, and then they are made to combine. What will happen? The algebraic sum of the amplitudes will be 0. So you have and an object in the path of this light will be dark. So if the shift between the two waves is not half a wavelength but somewhere intermediate, then the light will be of reduced intensity. So if you have one wave like this is the wavelength, this is the amplitude, it illuminates the target. So both waves are in phase, both will add together, resulting in maximum illumination. And if one set of waves is displaced slightly, then the amplitudes will not get added up that much, so resulting in reduced illumination. And if both the waves are out of phase, then the amplitude here will cancel out the amplitude here, resulting in zero brightness at the target. So depending on the shift in phase, we may get bright to dark points on the target. So for clear and stable interference, the source should be of uniform frequency and wavelength. Phase differences, if any, should not change with time. So the phase difference should remain constant. It should not change with respect to time. So all should have constant or same frequency and wavelength, both ways, and they should not change with respect to time. Amplitudes should be equal or nearly equal. Then only we can get the amplitudes will cancel out to get dark fringes. So how do we get such a source? So that was Young's proposal. You have it. If you take two independent sources of light, they will never be. You can never get meet these conditions. So instead, we take a single source of light and split into two slits, and the light from each slit acts as two sources. And then the light between the two, from these two sources, will interfere. So as if you keep a screen here, as you move along the screen, the distances, so as you at the center, it will be equidistant from both sources. But as you go up, you are nearer to this source, but away from this source. So there is the path difference is there. So that results in a phase difference. So monochromatic light is one color light. Chrome is color, mono is one. Is a number of rays all having the same length, the same wavelength. So this is called monochromatic light. So interference fringes will be formed like this. If you have two sources of light and they are made to interfere, we'll get interference fringes like this. I think we did the okay. We didn't. If you come to the lab, you can see this in real life. You might have done in your school lab. I don't know. So we get a pattern of light and dark lines. They are called interference fringes. So that is the basic principle of